Check out my new channel. It's called Synergy 2. One question that's not approached in 1408 was who sent Mike Enslin the postcard, persuading him to make a reservation. It's quite obvious the postcard just said the opposite. There's a few interesting theories we'll cover here, from the most likely and yawn-inducing to outrageous ideas too absurd for fiction. Some will say the answer is unimportant, but if true, there would be no video. As always, the alternative theories mentioned within may cause anxiety, rage, and disbelief. But that's why you're here, I hope. Kindly consider leaving a like, share, or subscribe if you enjoy this content. It's as easy as opening an email. It's easier than sending a postcard, too. Theory number 1. It was just a fan. What if a reader of Mike Enslin's books made a fan request? He or she sent a postcard from the Dolphin and hoped Mike would bite. This theory is the most likely and most boring. If we assume that the in-film universe, the P.O. box was publicly known, and Mike doesn't have to worry about a crazed fan hanging around the post office. What holds this back is the uncertainty about the room number. While the problematic history of the Dolphin is discoverable if you search hard enough, I'm not convinced it was widely known given the technology of the time, unless the sender was a relative of one of the victims or someone inside the hotel. Theory number 2. It was someone inside the hotel. What sounds more probable is the postcard came from the hotel staff, a person who knows too much about room 1408 and reached out to Mike. Whether or not it was a plea for help, the hotel staff had to know about Enslin and his books. This likely narrows down the list of suspects who know both about the hotel, the room, and read enough of Mike's books to like and trust him enough. Theory number 3. That someone inside the hotel was Olin. This is a polarizing theory, but stick with me here. On the surface, it would be anyone but Olin. He tried hard to persuade Mike from staying in the room, including several bribes. Olin was likely behind the legal efforts on behalf of the Dolphin. However, there is other coincidental evidence that points to the opposite. First, Olin talks about having read at least 2 of his books, of which one he had forgotten the title. I doubt Olin ran out and read 2 of Mike's books at the last moments, though he is a thorough man. Then there's that bottle of cognac, the one Mike used to ignite the evil room. It's almost like Olin used Mike to mule a weapon inside without Mike realizing it, because we do see the room can read minds. If that is not enough to sway you, there is a little cutscene only found in the theatrical release and not the director's cut, in which my videos are made from. When the hotel is on fire, we see Olin relaxing in a comfortable office with a cigar and drink, and congratulating Mike for figuring it out. Some could ask, why couldn't Olin just burn down the room himself? Well, he does enjoy keeping his office job. Number 4. The room sent the card. Okay, this is a nutty theory, but it's on the list because the room does show powers outside of 1408, and the postcard does have a return address, the Dolphin Hotel, of course. Why is a curious question to answer. Maybe it needed a challenge. Maybe it was lonely and wanted to find a way to get around Olin. We do see the post office as something the room is familiar with. How much more would it take to write and mail a card? If the room had a certain look to its handwriting, it would look like that. Theory number 5. There was never a postcard. Mike was dead. Now, this theory only applies to the director's cut and not the theatrical version where he survives. Mike is killed in a surfing accident. He wakes up in purgatory, and everything from that moment is afterlife. He goes through many levels of pain before he makes the underworld his permanent address. In his death, Mike is led to believe he still has free will and volunteers to go to the Dolphin to begin his suffering. When Mike recovers and wakes up from his accident, he sees the earthly world he left behind as it was, There was no postcard. There was no Dolphin Hotel. As the post office crashes around him, he returns to room 1408 and back to purgatory to continue his descent through hell. We would also have to discount some of the funeral scenes. Perhaps it was Mike's fever dream, who couldn't distinguish reality from the supernatural, even in the afterlife. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think sent the postcard? This is Mr. G of Synergy saying, never trust a postcard. It's never as good as it looks. Check out other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching.